comes at a cost. You know, this thing people discuss and call interest. How much interest will you charge? No, that thing, don't call it interest because it's not in your interest.
So the interest of the bank.
It should actually be the cost of borrowing. When we see it in that perspective, then we realize that now we are calling it the right way we are supposed to call it. Yeah, so when people borrow for consumption, that is the first problem we have. The other thing again is whatever you need, you're better off saving towards it. Because you get it cheaper, you are able to also manage gratifying those immediate needs or that immediate gratification that one always thrives to have. You're able to postpone and delay that and manage that. Because you're in an economy where everybody wants everything instant. Yeah, and if you're consuming things at the forefront, chances are that definitely we'll get ourselves into those problems I'm calling money wounds.
So what role does delayed, gratification play in building wealth, and why are we, as Kenyans, reluctant about it?
Okay. One is that we are not very, very patient with the journey of saving towards what we need. Yet that is I would say, the most affordable or cheapest avenue towards acquiring whatever it is. So if you're building, maybe you want to get something and you're feeling, you have two options. One is consume that thing at the forefront and then pay for it later, which of course is normally the most painful path when it comes to the total overall cost of all of that. Because every loan you borrow, I can assure you, you'll always pay 2.5 or 3 times, depending on what interest rates you're being charged. And because people look at interest rates in that interesting way that calls it interest and not cost, definitely we don't see the pain because our mind settle on the monthly repayments. But if you sum them up, all of them, you end up paying almost 2 to 3 times what you could have paid. But on this other end, if you decided I want to save for that thing I want, one of the things is that I have managed that desire to have it at the forefront. So I'll defer that and I'll have it at the end. By having at the end, I'll only save to a certain extent, maybe 60 or 70%. The money I am saving in a good space will earn me the difference. Then I'll now be able to get that thing at that point, at the end of the journey, not at the beginning of it. Yeah.
So can one save while still in debt?
Well, you can save and when you're still in debt, but I would want to draw a line between the two. Because what are you saving for? And then what did you borrow for? Yes.
How about saving or say an emergency fund, for health, education, if you have kids? But you're doing this and you're still in debt. Is that a purposeful, way of saving and still also maintaining this debt? And how can you maintain that debt if you're saving towards an emergency fund and you're still in debt?
So if I get your question right, are you saying I am borrowing to get it into my emergency fund?
I say you were in debt initially.
I was in debt.
You were in debt, but now the money that you're getting in, aside from your income, of course, your biashara, but now you're trying to save this that you have, that you're getting in, but you're still in debt. You haven't paid the debt that you took maybe to finance this business that you have here.
Okay, well, that's fine because these incidences do not happen in isolation. Yeah, because at some point, every debt you borrow today has a horizon to maybe 36 months, 48 months, 60 months, and the like. So in that process, you will not be focused on it only because life has to continue anyway. That's why even when we recommend budgeting models, we talk about 50, 30, 20, where we are saying the 30 and the 20 can be paying debt while at the same time you are also saving. Yeah, so it is possible to work with the two, but at the end of the day, prioritize clearing the debt because even in clearing the debt, you're saving yourself additionally accruing interests. Yes.
Back to the point on sometimes we have money wounds because of our relationship with money. There's this phrase that we hear a lot nowadays, ati tumia pesa ikuzoe. Is that really a good relationship with money? If you use it, then it gets used to you. Now it doesn't want to leave you. And then I hear a lot also that the way you talk to money also makes it want to stay. Is there a language for money that you need to relate with money when you're handling it?
Okay. I'll call it a dance. Yeah, because I'm very vocal when it comes to the subject of money management, and I call it money dance. Now, money dance invites you to something that is a bit more exciting. It invites you to something that transcends cultures, something that transcends religion, something that transcends age. That is the dance. Now, this dance happens in 5 stages. You have the stage where you are dancing because that is where the income is coming in. You have the stage where you are dancing because you are now managing what has come in and you'd want to save or you'd want to move it to the next level. Now, at that point, if you're using a tool like the budgeting tool, use the